Hi guys, Jez B in the UK, just shooting another quick update video for you. It's actually just gone into the early hours of the 6th of April 2018. I'm a couple of hours behind shooting this video, ideally when I wanted to. But after yesterday's video, the one on the 4th where I took out $7 of dividend payments, obviously went back in to do the same thing again today. And well, there's been a bit of an update. There's been a bit of a sell-off going on, which was to be expected because it's kind of how the program works. Whether there's an influx of people coming in, there's dividends paid on the coin, but also when there's a sell-off. Now at the moment, I think there's so many people that were trying to access the portal site that it's having trouble actually getting the database. But the good news is the backup site, or backup contract interface as they're calling it, is still available. So I'm just going to refresh that, and we can head down to here. Now basically, literally yesterday at its peak, it had just hit shy of 20,000 ETH in the contract. You can see the sell-off, and literally I think over the last couple of hours there's been a dramatic sort of sell. It seems to have sort of petered out now, and it seems to have eased. But understandably, those people who got in at the very beginning and bought the P3D tokens for, you know, literally cents, and then it went into like $1, $2, whatever. Sorry guys, apologies. There would always be a point where those people are going to want to take profit. So you kind of expect at some given stage there would be a little bit of a kind of a mass sell-off going on, which is kind of what's happened. But in one way it's done me a favour, because whereas the previous withdrawal I made was for sort of $7, and that had been accumulated over sort of, you know, a day and a half or whatever, literally you can see I've got $18.41 in just a little over 24 hours. But that's because the dividends have been stacking up with all these people going mad on a bit of a sell-off. So I am going to look to withdraw that in a sec. What you should know as well is what's generally happening in the space, and I did warn on this on one of my other videos. There's loads of copy sites and clone sites coming out, guys. And the crazy thing is, a lot of these sites, I mean, Proof of Weak Hands 3D has been in development for over 2 years. And going back a couple of years ago, there was another site called Ponzi Token where they did something similar. The source code and script wasn't very good. It was hacked, and people ended up losing money in it. Now what's happening with all of these? You've got one here, Proof of Weak Math. You've got Proof of Weak Legs, Proof of Japan, if you can believe that. Not quite even sure what that one is. I haven't checked that one out, but that's another one, a Proof of HD. And we've got a Proof of Weak Hands 33, not connected with the original one. And you even go down, did I see somewhere, there's, yeah, I'd imagine this is Proof of Devil or something, a 75% share. Now, when they say 75% share, they're giving these crazy percentages, guys, to entice people in. But what that effectively means is, if you put $100 in, on your initial investment, the clawback they're going to charge you, they're going to deduct 75%. So your $100 that you're putting in initially is only going to be $25 worth of whatever that coin is. And then their pretext will be, oh, this will grow rapidly, so you'll get that back. But talk about potentially a way to just scam the hell out of people, because not only are you going to be putting money into those sites, yeah, Proof of Japan with this 50% thing. And if we actually go and have a look at those guys, if you visit the website, this is pretty much the old format of layout. And even Proof of Weak Hands 3D only uses this template as a sort of a backup thing. But the there's so many of them. They're all just copying the same format. And this particular script, if you're running the site on it, is just not tested out. So I just think these are so open that somebody's just going to end up taking this money off of these people going into them. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just greed. People just see the next shiny object. And if we go to, there's a site out there called Dat Radar. If you go there, let's go back to the main site. So you can see in the #1 position, it is still proof of weak hands 3D. It's over 12,000 odd ETH still in the contract. In terms of the number of daily average active users on the site, it's close on 4,500 users. You can see the next nearest sort of clone or copy, if you like, has only got 1,337 people involved. Now, even though we've had close on to let's say about 7,000 to 8,000 ETH come out, this particular site, before this sell-off started happening, was on about 3,000 and something odd anyway. So it's really strange. The actual bulk of the money that's actually come away has not gone into one of these other copy programs anyway. And when you go down to some of these other ones, I mean, 140 ETH there, 76 ETH there, they're just 103 there. So people are kind of, if they are getting involved in any of these, they're really spreading themselves thinly, and yeah, it just doesn't make sense, guys. You've got one here, it's proven, it's working. Why would anyone want to risk putting money into another one that's just giving really crazy amounts? And when I say giving, they're actually deducting that on your initial payments into the site. So not only would you be down on what you're putting in the first place, but if there's any potential back doors left open in the scripts here, they're just going to take your money anyway. But it's just greed. People just want to think, right, hang on, I'm going to earn more by going with these people. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who initially are making referral things on that first hit and are getting extra coins, and they obviously don't feel any qualms about potentially putting their subscribers and followers at risk with some of these other sites that are creeping up. Because it's a bit like when the high yield programs are around. You'd get a site working for a while, people would see, people are chucking loads of money at it, so they come out with something identical with a different name, often using pretty much the same script for the website, and just get people chucking money in it. 2 weeks later, shut it down, disappear with the money, gone. And they play on the fact that they'll offer that next highest percentage. Everyone went in on one site that was offering 5%, so we'll come out and we'll offer them 10% or 15%. They're bound to come over to us because we're offering more. And then in the initial sort of week or two, those first few people that got in, of course you keep it motoring and turning, and you're paying the typical high yield type sites. They're just using the new incoming money to pay people those bigger dividends, just so it looks good for a couple of weeks, and then they shut it all down. And I've a real bad feeling, guys, that some of these other ones that have just cropped up now copying the proof of weak hands, that's exactly what they're going to do to people. So, thankfully at the moment this has leveled out now, so I think some of those bigger players that just wanted to make a bit of profit on that initial buying that they had, they seem to have got what they wanted now. And I'm pretty certain what you will see is this start to rise again. Because also some people now, the coin has actually, at one point it was sort of going over the $8 mark, so it's down to $6.07 to buy it. Sell's obviously gone down as well. But yeah, it makes it a bit cheaper, a couple of dollars cheaper now for people to come in again. So I'm pretty certain we will see that going back up. Right, let's go over to, I don't think the main site is, no, it's still having problems with that. So I should be able to do it on here actually. If I go down to here, we can see I've got $18.48. So I'm going to withdraw the dividends. My MetaMask should be on. He says, Yep, it is. Got $12.69 there at the moment. So let's do the withdraw. There we go. As per usual, it's no different than acting with the other site. It will bring up the this bit here. I'm going to put it up to a 6 on the gas as per usual. So that's only going to cost me 16 cents on top. And yeah, let's take that $18.48 out. There we go, and it's saying withdrawal request has been submitted. So we will wait and just give that a couple of minutes, and I'll come back to that. There you go, guys. That took literally a couple of minutes. You can see my dividend balance has now gone down to 0, and over in my MetaMask wallet we are now at $31 and well, just gone between 11 cents and 3 cents. But yeah, so the $18 has been put into my wallet. Oh, and there you go. We've already earned a 0.0001 of a dividend again. So it's all good. Looks as though there's been another little bit of movement in the ETH in the contract. So you know, if there's still some more selling off going on there, then obviously it just means the dividends here will keep rising. I mean, fundamentally, when you look at a program like this and they actually call it technically a game, if you like, because it's proof of weak hands, who's going to have the strongest backbone to be the last man standing in a way. Because technically what would happen is, yes, the coin value would go down, so the dividends paid out decreases, but as people are selling off, there's fewer and fewer people to actually pay the dividends to. So technically the last person standing could do very well out of a complete sell-off, which I don't think there will be, guys, to be honest with you. This is just some people will be panicking who don't really understand what they're doing. A lot of people will end up selling and they're actually coming out worse off again because they haven't really thought it through what they're doing. Yeah, no, I'm was in this, you know, for the long journey sort of thing. So if it does take quite a hit and go down, it could be a good opportunity to buy it again, the actual P3D coins dirt cheap, and just wait for that next sort of wave of people coming back into it again. But what else was I going to show you here? So let's just refresh that out. That's done it for me. So yeah, you know, the coin price is still holding out at the minute, and there's just been a fraction more off of the ETH balance there. But the key thing is, still taking out dividends daily, and today it was considerably more at $18 than I took out the previous day at just over the 7. So I'm not grumbling with the activity that's going on the site. But I will do another update video tomorrow, guys. And let's just, you know, hopefully we see a little bit of buyback going on. Okay, guys, have a good evening. Speak to you soon.